Okay, so now we're going to show you guys a very world-renowned, universally beloved, critically acclaimed.
You can't look down at your notes. That means you don't believe it.
Yeah. Well, that's because I've never seen it. But from what I understand, this is a universally acclaimed, beloved clip that Ben did 2 years ago. Let's see it.
Critically beloved.
Critically beloved.
And the Ravens, relevant in that division. The Bengals, please. The Browns were a tough call for me because the Browns have a history, but it's not this Browns history. So I'm actually going to go with the Browns are irrelevant. And there are only 2 relevant teams in that division, the Ravens and the Steelers. But you got to do more than just be a little good to be relevant. This is my favorite division because the AFC South, only the Saints are relevant. And not overwhelmingly, but the Saints are relevant because of what happened with Katrina, because they've been a joke for such a long time that the joke became relevant and then they got good. They matter. The Buccaneers, the Falcons, the Panthers.
Falcons are relevant.
No, Falcons are just a team in Atlanta, man. They just happen to play there.
Little Rick Strong came in.
Rick Strong.
So that segment was I can do it for any sport. It's relevant or irrelevant. Don't mistake it for stuff that's happening in a given year.
Right.
Like, don't fall for the fact that the Arizona Cardinals are 9-3.
Okay.
That's an irrelevant team.
Okay.
Like, nobody cares about that is an irrelevant team. The only change that I would make from that, I think, because you really got to stick with it. Like, it doesn't matter that the Bengals are good or that they go to the playoffs. As you see, is that the final graphic? That is the final graphic. Of relevant and irrelevant teams. The only team that obviously probably has to move over is, it's not just that they won the Super Bowl, the Seahawks.
Yeah.
But they won the Super Bowl, and they did it with a coach who sort of changed the culture. Now the 12th man it's a big thing. It's the loudest stadium. It's a known quantity. It's a place. So can I see the graphic one more time? I would definitely move the Seahawks over. And I just want to see if I would move a team.
Would you change the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back from their throwback
No, that's
logo?
by the way, that's the only chance they have at any relevance.
Is that logo? I love it.
I would move a couple of the ones in the right column to a further right column that's not on the screen. You know, like I think the Titans, I think, should belong like on a off screen.
They're definitely at a bare minimum. Like the Falcons, they could stay there. But the Bills probably could go on the red part of the screen.
Yeah, that's right. And like, you know, my high school team disbanded its football team when someone died in the 70s. And you could just move the Titans into that league.
Into that league, all right.
Put it up. Chris, it's horrible.
Put it up. Yeah. Put it up. Thanks for bringing us down. Put it up one more time, because like the important thing about this is, like, I know people will object to because you have Washington and there's one other really bad team on that and Oakland.
Yeah.
But Oakland is Oakland. Like they mattered to the league's history. They had a whole different way of doing things. But they are playing with fire. And they are in serious jeopardy of becoming completely irrelevant.
I think when Al Davis died, they became irrelevant.
That's a fair point.
People thought when Steve Jobs died that Apple would be irrelevant, but it's just the opposite. But I think the Raiders, this is a case where he really was the Raiders, for better and worse, and lately mostly worse.
The Raiders
and now they're just
because
irrelevant.
They moved to Los Angeles.
That's a fair.
If they move back to Los Angeles.
Well, there's a lot of ifs. It could be the Jaguars that move to Los Angeles.
Right.
You know.
Well, who'd they just take a meeting with?
I mean, nothing would be more irrelevant than the Los Angeles Jaguars. I'm just saying. So I will basically. I can see moving the Raiders. The Seahawks should definitely move. I will stand by that list. Like, you cannot tell me. I spent a lot of time in Atlanta over the last 11, 12 years. That team does not matter.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know, I was there. You know, I was at the game in Atlanta where Jeff George got benched by June Jones, argued with June Jones.
Oh, right.
It's one of the greatest moments, at least in my experience. So.
That was Jeff
that almost
George.
pushes them back to relevance. I don't think.
All right, you asked for it. You got it. Hope you enjoyed it.